G'day everyone and welcome to the second session of the second round of the Oz New Zealand Combined Racing League Intercontinental GT Championship, live from the WeatherTech Speedway at Laguna, Seca. I'm your host, Sato15, and with me in the commentary box today is Gear 3 Gaming. Gear, how are we going?
I'm going good, apart from the fact that there is potentially a Bombardier Dash 8 parked in my studio.
Hey, what?
Which would explain the buzzing. If there is any.
Yep. I'm not hearing too much, so it must be starting to shut down, so... Anyway.
It's just turning off the engine. Okay. Anyway, yes.
Anyway, should be a good race here tonight. Most of these drivers, of course, have taken over from their co-drivers that were racing Saturday, which are both Gear and I. Sorry, I got something like that. Gear and I were both raced last night. If you want to see that stream, go to Woody Lizard's Mixer channel at mixer.com/WoodyLizard, WoodyLizard, as it was had a cracking finish, which saw Formula Fish in the Merc that you're seeing on screen. He was just able to get AJD on the line to snatch the third place. So do you reckon we should go through the how the order finished last night, Gear?
If you give me a second to get it up, then I'll certainly do that.
Well,
so this circuit, a little bit about it. So this is the fifth or sixth time in ANZCRL history that we've actually participated at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca, but this is the first time that ANZCRL has seen GT3 action here in California. This circuit only 20 minutes away from the nearest city of Monterey, and it is home to the famous corkscrew. Now, if we look at where everyone finished last night, it was of course the number 124 Cash Now Mercedes, and something is playing, I don't know why exactly. Okay, that was a little bit strange, but whatever the case. Bear with me. So it was of course the number 124 Cash Now Mercedes AMG GT3 that was being piloted by Sato last night, that finished the session off first, followed by Dark Racing in the number 1 WRT Audi. It was Fish Racing then in the number 30 Ram Mercedes, which tonight is being piloted by Taipan Samurai. That car finished third last night. AJD finished in fourth in the number 9 Black Falcon Team Racing Mercedes AMG GT3, which interestingly is actually blue. Cosmic Robbie came fifth in the number 147 Acura. This is of course the slightly Racing
slightly
Acura,
mad.
which tonight
That's a typo.
is being... Oh, is that typo?
Yep.
My apologies.
Well done.
Which of course tonight is being piloted by one of the best drivers in the league, which is of course Shads. Following that car, it was the number 88 car of Dado Racer in the Team AXI Autosport Acura NSX GT3, which tonight is being piloted by regular commentator Woody Lizard, who actually hasn't set a time as of yet. Following that, it was the number 119 Machuca Motorsport Porsche 911 GT3R that was being piloted last night by Colonel Lloyd, who is subbing in for White Sower. That car tonight is being driven by RSJ. After RSJ, it was me in the number 86 Michael Shank Racing Acura, which was dubbed the Black Widow, I believe, by Woody and Shads last night. Following them, it was Whopper in the Garage 59 McLaren, which that car is being piloted by Uncrewed Squid now, and he seems to have put it in the wall just then. Night Pegasus had to drop out of the session last night in the number 8 VP Gaming Audi R8 LMS. Simo Racing didn't start in the number 20 Schubert Motorsport BMW, and Gretschy didn't turn up in the number 4 Magnus Racing Audi.
Yeah, and he seems to have been a no-show again tonight, unfortunately, so something's happened there. I believe he was very keen on racing this series, and that's very unfortunate. So I think run through as practice is finishing here, these guys will have a 5-minute session to set the grid, which we'll do that. We'll tell you the gaps for the upcoming session here, with triple rotor racing taking over my car and subbing in for Lockie. He starts in first place. With Hyperjuice in the number 1 Audi, he starts 17 seconds behind triple rotor. Taipan Samurai is 22.7 seconds behind triple rotor, and he'll be 5.6 seconds behind Hyperjuice. Highlander is in that 4th position, 23.7 seconds behind triple rotor and 1 second behind Taipan Samurai. The Fastman Shads will start 23.9 seconds behind triple rotor, 0.2 seconds behind Highlander, so that'll be a tasty scrap to start the race. Woody Lizard in 6th will be 25.5 seconds behind triple rotor, 1.8 seconds behind Shads. With RSJ a further 3.8 seconds behind Woody Lizard, he'll be 29.3 seconds behind triple rotor. Speed Racer is down in 8th place, 32 seconds behind triple rotor, and will be 2.6 seconds behind RSJ, with Squid starting 44.0 seconds behind triple rotor. He'll have a long way to go, and 12 seconds behind Speed Racer. So Squid got a lot of work to do tonight, but showing the pace early. If you keep that pace up, you should be able to gain a fair bit of time. As here the practice standings, triple rotor, bit of a upset session. I don't know what's happened to him. Must have only been doing
Uncred Squid's done very well in the Garage 59 car. Very quick time, 1 minute 23.1, followed by Highlander and Shads. So that's actually interesting to see. Shads hasn't topped the session, although he might be sandbagging, who knows.
Yeah, and Squid's time, if he can produce that in the race, that'll be 5/10 quicker than my fastest lap from last night. So, but I did find last night that the qualifying, there was probably a 5/10 gap between the practice pace and the race pace. So that's a bit unsure. So maybe cut to Night Pegasus, because he should be, or Chuck, they should be leaving the pits now, of course.
So, if I'm not mistaken, this Night Pegasus is doing both nights.
Yes, this is the only time he'll be able to do this. Each driver gets to run solo for 1 race weekend, and with the case of, say, triple rotor, who is filling in to Lockie, a team can only have a reserve driver fill in for one of their drivers only once. So that was the unfortunate thing. What happened last night was that because triple rotor filled in for Chuck Racing last week, he was unable to fill in for Simo Racing this week, as he'd already filled in for that team, which was very unfortunate, and sees Chuck Racing start 5 laps back.
Speaking of the Schubert Motorsport BMW, it's actually good to see this car back on the grid, as they were not represented last night, but thankfully somebody is at the wheel of that car.
Yeah, unfortunately Chuck could have probably raced last night, but had an unfortunate family issue to attend to, and with Simo working late last night, he can give his boss a kick up the arse for that. But yeah, very unfortunate there.
I know how that feels. I missed the Indianapolis 500 for work, so that wasn't particularly fun.
Yeah, so the starting procedure for the cars that are a lap down tonight is that they will, after the opening lap, when the track goes green, of course everyone has to sort themselves out to the gap before we start. Both Night Pegasus and Chuck Racing will have to pull into the pits at the end of the formation lap and wait for the amount of laps they are down. They used to make it easier for us, so Pegasus will be 3 laps back, Chuck Racing will be 5 laps back. and that way it should clear all confusion for us. As if drivers for whatever reason get into a lot of issues and start dropping laps, there will be a legitimate battle for position there.
So I believe that will be 2 cars starting many laps down, and that will be Knight Pegasus and the Schubert Motorsport BMW, so that'll be interesting to see how they interact on track, so to speak.
As with only 1 minute 47 seconds left, I'm a bit concerned as to whether we're going to get times. I don't know if we're going to get it drivers' times in. What they were supposed to do is all come out in one single file, and then when they hit when they cross the line for the second time, they can sort themselves into race position. But I don't think we're going to be able to do this again. The qualifying session's been just a bit too short, as I've seen over the last couple of weeks. So maybe the starting procedure probably needs a bit reworking. So apologies for that, guys.
They'll probably end up just reshuffling the grid just during the race, so we'll probably have a little bit less race time, but it will probably cost us less time than starting up a new lobby and doing this whole procedure again.
Yeah, exactly right. And here we go.
Yeah, okay, they actually might be able to get this done.
Yeah, maybe.
There's a chance.
There is a chance, but it's going to be cutting very close as Darky come around. There's Triple, so we might actually be able to do this. So through goes Triple, so he'll be able to. Then goes Darky, and now Sutton. Then Taipan comes in third. Highlander will come through fourth, and so on and so forth as the grid comes through. So fifth will be Shads. Sixth
and we're finally getting times on the board.
RSJ will be 7th, Speed Racer will be 8th, Squid 9th, Vegas is 10th, and Chuck in 11th. So here we go, qualifying finished, and look at that, that's actually worked rather well.
That was, yes, no,
I was skeptical.
Right. That's brilliant.
I was skeptical, but
should we go through the grid?
We've already done that. We've done that twice already.
Yeah.
Here's the. We can have a look here. Of course, you can see the grid for yourself. This is how they will line up. Of course, Pegasus will, at the end of the formation lap, will have to park in the pit lane for 3 laps, and Chuck Racing will have to park for 5 laps. So Pegasus won't be able to start until the leaders started lap 4, or it's either started lap 4 or lap 5. I can't actually work out that maths.
I have unable to maths. Oh well,
yeah,
whatever.
Unfortunately, yeah.
He's a few laps down.
Yes.
Alright, I don't think we should keep them waiting. I think we should probably move on
it's down to Woody Lizard to start the lobby. He's the host
Woody
for
Lizard
tonight,
host.
so yeah. So we've got to wait for Woody Lizard to click the OK. Then there'll be probably a 2-minute wait as the drivers set their setups and strategies, make sure they're perfect. Shads will be making sure he puts more fuel in the car than Cosmic Robbie did last night, so he doesn't run out of fuel.
We should probably go over a few predictions for tonight. So, who's your pick, and who's a dark horse?
Oh, geez. My pick. That is tough. If I had to pick
and not just
someone,
who you hope.
If I had to pick someone, it would be Shads. But my dark horse, honestly, and I don't want this to sound biased or anything, but my dark horse would actually be Triple. That Triple would be able to hold on to that first position for the entire stint and hold on to that first place.
Well, of course, I'm hoping that Speed Racer will do well tonight, considering that he's my teammate. But my pick for the race, it'd be pretty stupid to bet against Shad, so I would say, yeah, he'd definitely be up there. Taipan Samurai also not someone to discount. I'd say my dark horse, though, is the number 59, Garage 59 McLaren of Uncrewed Squid, as he's shown quite good pace tonight. And I think he might be able to gain some of the time that was lost yesterday.
45 seconds is a long way back, but if there's
It's
anyone
not
that
impossible.
if there's anyone that can do it, it would be Uncrewed Squidders. I don't know what Woody Lizard is waiting for. Just thank you to Lockie and Nick for engaging in the track. Chat, sorry.
In the chat. Let's have a look what's being said so far. Yep, they're definitely in there.
Yeah, I just want to plug
Interesting
my phone
conversation.
to a computer, so that way I can keep tabs on the chat throughout the entire race. Let us know if anything goes awry, stream wise, commentary wise, camera wise, or whatever. But
And hopefully we can get this underway in the next few minutes.
I'm gonna
Chuck
send.
Racing's just parked in front of the camera, but
I'm
okay.
just gonna send Woody a message.
Not Chuck Racing, sorry.
Loving the banter in the chat. It's about the only thing that's keeping me entertained at the moment. Just waiting. This is taking a long time.
Well, I'm rather being entertained by Chuck Racing's rear wing, because his car's for some reason parked in front of the thing. Oh, finally!
Hey,
Hooray!
there we go, Woody. Thank you. They're now on the grid. And
Fantastic.
at least we've got a countdown now to start the race. A 50-minute race with a mandatory pit stop, so if drivers don't make a pit stop, they will have 2 minutes added to their end of race time, which will cost them dearly in the championship. Of course, championship at the moment was Shad's in the lead of the championship. Just trying to go. I haven't actually quite got the standings up at the moment, but I remember Shad's won the race from Highlander, so that's your top two on 50 points and 40 points respectively. Third was
Speed and me.
yeah, it was. So the Michael Shank Racing Acura in third. So it's the number 147 Acura in first, the number 9 Black Falcon Racing in second. Third is the Michael Shank Racing Acura third. Fourth is the Ram Racing Mercedes in fourth. Fifth is the Schubert Motorsport BMW. Sixth is the number 124 Casio Mercedes. Seventh, the Team AXI Autosport Acura of Woody and Dado. Eighth is the number 119 Machuca Motorsport Porsche of Ratsoa and RSJ. Ninth is the number 1 Belgian WRT Audi R8 of Darky and Hyperjuice. 10th is the number 08 VP Gaming Audi of Night Pegasus. So looks like
it looks like we're just about to get on the way.
Yep, and we are
Triple Rotor Racing
sort of underway.
Away.
We've started the formation lap now, so of course Triple Rotor just has to hold between 100 and 120 kilometers per hour for the whole lap. As Lockie's chanting for Triple, of course Triple taking over for Lockie's taking over from Lockie's seat for this race. Lockie and I are hoping Triple does well, as that means that I will become a race winner.
Didn't you win? So you've won one ANZCRL race before,
yeah,
and that was
I won the
IMLA 4 hours.
Yes, but that was only a class win.
In LMP3.
I don't really count that.
It's still a win. Oh, you don't count that?
Not really.
I still count my on-track win during the Ferrari F355 challenge as a win, but each to their own, I guess.
Yeah. So maybe maybe get the standings up before we start to see how everyone is sitting back. And maybe jump onto triple rotor as he's coming through the corkscrew. Don't know if we're going to be able to start this lap by. We may need a second formation lap just to get those gaps out a little bit.
We'll watch his speed, so we'll be able to tell if he has a rapid acceleration and this race is underway. So I'd say we should just watch triple rotor for the time being.
A lot of fuel on board triple rotor. That 90 litres he started with. That's 10 litres more than, or 5 litres more than what I started with last night, and we.
And we'll see if triple rotor makes the jump here to start the race.
It looks like. Oh no, we're underway, and we are green.
Looks like we're underway. The green flag flies in California. Triple rotor racing leads the field away. Hyperjuice up to speed as well.
Yeah. Taipan in third place, closely followed by Highlander and Shads. This is going to be the battle to watch in these early stages. Coming into turn 1 now with Shads maybe taking it easy. Oh, Highlander's made a mistake. He's run wide. He's leaving space, and Shads needs no.
Capitalizes and it's down the inside. Oh, but Highlander's holding it.
And Highlander stays in 4th place.
I'm not sure he'll be able to hold up Shads for too long though. And Highlander's slow off the corner. Shads capitalizes. He's out. He's on the outside into this next corner. Can Highlander hold the inside? Shads goes outside. They're side by side up the hill. They're still there though. This is fantastic stuff.
Yeah, he's great racing. Shads is off. That gives Highlander a little reprieve, and this has actually allowed Taipan to gap them by 2 seconds. And Shads will be starting to get a little frustrated. He wants to start making inroads on triple rotor.
Now if you get frustrated, that leaves you wide open to making mistakes. I know I did it last night when I was trying to race, and then I started making mistakes once I got a little bit frustrated. So Shads just has to keep a cool head and remember that it is a long race.
It'd be interesting if we actually saw Shads making an early pit stop, but I don't know, the gap's quite. Actually, he would come out behind. In fact, Squid's actually come to the pits. If we can jump on him, I want to see if he's got any sort of damage.
Oh.
Does that, or is he just making an early pit stop so then he will have clean air?
We'll see how long he spends here.
Yeah.
And it looks like his pit crew have finished. And he's away, so he's just making an early pit stop.
Yeah.
That's a strategy move there.
That is.
We'll jump back on board with Shads, because this battle looks like it might be an interesting one. So we'll see if there's anything interesting. Speed Racer and RSJ are very close together as well.
And
RSJ is quite close
and that's
to
Woody in front of them, yeah. So we've got two battle packs forming early on. But I'll be interested to see if fast drivers come to the pits early, as what Squid has done, just to...
Oh, there's a move up ahead. Looks like Highlander tried to pull a move on. Oh, Highlander's dropped down to...
Hyperjuice is... No, it's Hyperjuice has dropped to 4th.
Sorry.
Hyperjuice was in 2nd and he's made a mistake. He made a mistake somewhere in the circuit.
My apologies.
And this gives... Oh, and Shads is straight into the pit, so he's doing exactly what Squid has done.
Shad's doing
get that early pit stop in, get yourself into clean air, and you can run fast laps to the end. Triple already with a 25-second gap, but he's probably going to look to run long and minimise any risks formed. But Woody Lizard now under pressure from RSJ. Coming to turn one, not quite close enough. Woody runs a little wide, but he'll cut back down, and because that's kind of the fastest line through there. And positions stay as they are, but RSJ will be looking to make that move as soon as possible.
This is one of the closest on-track battles right now. Also very close between Hyperjuice and Highlander, but I'd say this is probably slightly closer. And Actually, Highlander's quite close to Taipan as well.
Yeah.
The two Mercedes in the field tonight.
So it's actually a Mercedes 1, 2, 3 at the moment, but of course that is without factoring in Shads and Squid. Both have made early pit stops 4 seconds away from each other. Yeah.
Well, you may as well make bold pit strategy moves, well, bold strategy moves if you're far down and trying to make your way back up to the field, whether it's an overcut or undercut strategy very early on. These two are very close together though. They're the same car as well, although they will most likely have slightly different setups as well, so it'll be interesting to see how this battle turns out as well.
So Shads and Squid are 7th and 8th respectively, so I don't know what's happened to Speed Racer, whether he's had a crash or if he's made an early pit stop as well.
It's possible.
Speed Racer started 10 seconds ahead of Squid, so I would probably expect him to have made a pit stop. So 7th to 9th have already made a pit stop, and I wonder if Night Pegasus and Chuck have made a pit stop as well.
Check the timings. We can check the timings, and it doesn't tell us if they've made a pit stop.
It doesn't tell us to the end of the race, so all we have to go off is what we see.
Rather worryingly, either Speed has made a very, very fast pit stop, or he's made a mistake.
Nah, Speed. AJ's just confirmed in chat as Woody's run wide. But AJ's just confirmed
just open the door for RSJ.
AJ has confirmed in the chat, sorry, that Speed Racer has pitted, so 7th to 9th has made their pit
that's
stop.
good. Oh, Woody Lizard's run off the track again, and RSJ is getting very close. RSJ taking a bit of a tighter line through turn 10.
Taipan into the pits now. Taipan into the pits. So he's making his compulsory pit stop early. So this is actually the earliest we've seen the pit stops being made. So a very interesting strategy calls as start of lap 6. So Truck Racing should have started heading off. Pegasus definitely would have started. So Taipan comes out in 6th place ahead of Shads. That is not what Shads will have wanted. Shads wanted a clear run and try to undercut the entire field. So, and AJ letting us into the strategy of Highlander, saying Highlander will be driving long. So Highlander will be hoping to hold off Taipan and Taipan Shads by going long.
Meanwhile, this is the closest battle on track, the 88 versus the 119. Oh, and Woody Lizard run off! RSJ up to 4.
That is
it's
bad
an
luck
easy
for
mistake
Woody.
to make, but it's very costly. And this might actually open up the door to Shads. Shads is only 7 seconds back from Woody Lizard, and Shads is a very, very quick driver. So even that tiny little mistake could be very, very costly for Woody Lizard.
Yeah, at the moment, if we go off about a 17 or 18 second transit time, it looks like Shads will be jumping Hyperjuice, and he's in a net 3rd place at the moment. Highlander and Triple setting very good, very even times at 25.3 for both of them. Only 300ths of a second between them.
Now, let's see if we can find an interesting battle.
Shads has made a move on Taipan there. Shads has made a move on Taipan for 6th place.
I think Taipan might have come in. Oh wait, no, Taipan's...
Taipan pitted a couple of laps ago.
I reckon Taipan's made a mistake. There's no way that he would have pulled out a gap that big. No, Taipan's probably made a mistake, which has actually left him open to uncrewed Squid behind him as well. So very interesting stuff going on right now.
Lockie's saying in the chat that if Triple might want to pit soon if Shads has that kind of pace. Shads did a 24.5 the previous lap. It was 3 seconds faster than Triple. Triple must have made a mistake in the previous lap. He lost 2 seconds to Highlander. So yeah, probably wouldn't be a bad call. It's a risky call pitting early, because if you make a mistake throughout the rest of the race, it's going to really cost you. So it's one whether you go
stop.
if you go the slower but more conservative strategy, but it means that you're less likely to lose time due to a crash, as what Islander seems to be doing, then
it's risk versus reward, really.
Yeah.
I think the key to this, well, if he was doing this on the first night, the key to racing on the first night is just to be conservative and make sure you don't make any mistakes. So when you hand over to your teammate, he can go fast on the second night and go hell for leather. But I'm not sure how good of an idea that is on the second night. I mean, it could work, you never know, but it's not what I would really expect someone to do. Meanwhile, Uncrewed Squid's course up to the back of Taipan Samurai.
Oh, he's gone for a move.
Uncrewed Squid looks like he's making a move, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get it done. Let's see how his run up the hill is. Oh, and he's looking to the inside once again, but he's decided to slot back in.
He's just showing his nose there.
Uncrewed Squid
He was showing his nose coming to the kink. He was showing his nose coming into the kink. Just letting Taipan know that he's going to be looking for a move. But maybe not a smart idea. The best way to overtake would be to catch him out by surprise, and maybe the last corner or so. But Squid definitely has the pace over Taipan. That McLaren has been quick all championship, but has been very unreliable. Plenty of crashes for Whopper over the last 2 weeks. Squid got caught out last week with the...
Uncrewed Squid's gained a lot on Taipan
Yeah, he got a good...
He might make a move into turn 2 here.
Yeah, definitely making a move. He got a good run out of the exit, the final corner.
And Uncrewed Squid's through in turn 1. That's a brilliant overtake.
Yeah. So Triple showing he's got some pace in that Merc. He's matched the time as Shad, so it's interesting to see that. Looks like Triple might be trying to go quickly and is making a few mistakes, or I don't know. It's hard to say at this early stage.
Actually... Well, interestingly enough, Shad's is making good time. He's actually catching up to the back of Woody Lizard. But I think for now we'll keep it locked on this battle here between... Oh, and Uncrewed Squid's gone a bit wide. Perhaps Taipan Samurai can capitalise off this. Will he make a risky move into the corkscrew? Uncrewed Squid's covered the inside. This is very close between these two. Battle for 7th and 8th.
Yeah, it's interesting that Squid struggled this lap, because well, he showed he was very quick in the dirty air, so you would expect in clean air he would be very quickly, but a lot quicker. But it hasn't shown to be a case. Taipan's put in a poor last sector though, and Squid's now got that 1 second gap. He'll be able to pull away.
Oh, whoops. My apologies.
He's on board with Taipan, but it looks like Squid will be starting to pull away, so maybe jump on Shads as he's close right up to Woody Lizard, and he'll be looking to make a move on the
Woody
next lap or so.
On his sides.
Because Woody Lizard got along this race.
The number 147 slightly matched Studios Acura, so it'll be a battle between the two Acuras, the 88 versus the 147. Let's see how Shad's run up the hill is. This could be close. Oh, and Woody Lizard's run wide, that will cost him.
Yeah, it will, but Shad's still a bit far away at the moment. That's probably a slowdown for Woody running off track there. That could open the door up for Shads to make a move at the final corner. Let's see how they go through the second to last. Shads is really close now. He's looking up the inside, making the dive move into the final corner. This is going to be touch.
Oh, he almost got Woody turned. Oh, that was very close to getting Woody Lizard turned, but I think he'll make a move either in turn 1 or the hairpin at turn 2, the Andretti hairpin. And he's just gotten by on pure straight line speed.
No. Woody let off the throttle there. Woody let off the throttle and let Shads have the place. Of course, they're on different strategies. Woody's trying to go long and drive very conservatively, just get to the finish, where Shads is driving to try and win the race. But that last lap
Squid
cost.
starting to pull away from Taipan.
Yeah, that's expected. Squid's car is very quick at the moment. But Shad's lost a lot of time battling with Woody that lap. He's dropped back to 47 seconds back. So that's about I would expect that to be around a 27-second gap to triple if you factor in the pit stop. Not quite sure on the transit times in the pits. I know it's 5.6 seconds you stopped in the pit box, but it's a pretty short pit lane here at Laguna Seca, so you don't lose too much time running through the pits.
No. Currently the gap, currently Shads is 46.6 seconds behind the leader. However, that gap is slowly closing. In fact, in these last two corners, he's already gained a few tenths on the leader, and he will be looking to close in on RSJ in the 119 Porsche.
Tell you what, I reckon Speed Racer's catching up to Taipan there, so something's gone wrong with Taipan's car. I would be...
Taipan's been invalidating. Taipan seems to have... When was that pit? When did he make that pit stop? It says he's made a pit stop at some point, but I think that was a lot earlier.
That was a long time ago there, Gear.
Yeah. That's old news. I just have it on my race feed. That's very old news.
Yeah, Shads and Highlander will be really close when Highlander makes that pit stop, and if I actually reckon Shads might have just jumped in front of him, but of course a good in lap, a good out lap for Highlander would be real good. As Chuck Racing is into the pit lane, has he had a crash somewhere?
His car looks alright.
So maybe it's a MPS.
We'll wait to see how long this stop takes.
So I would have thought they would have made
the fueling's done already.
I would have thought both Chuck and Night Pegasus would have already made their mandatory pit stops. So I think they were allowed to make a mandatory pit stop at the end of the formation lap before waiting for their for the 5 laps and 3 laps. But apparently not. I've been told something different to what the drivers have been told. So that's unfortunate for Chuck.
I'm fairly sure. Yeah. So he came in at the end of the first few laps. Well, he came in at the end of the first lap, and then I think that was him just making his mandatory stop now. So Woody Lizard might have said something different. Meanwhile, Shads has actually caught up to RSJ and is, I think, just over a second behind him now. In the short time that we were looking away from him, so Shads is absolutely on a charge. Yeah,
it's about... He was actually the second fastest car in that previous lap, but only 4 cars in the 1 minute 24 is triple Highlander, Shads and Squid, so they'll probably end up being your top 4 at the end of this race.
Oh, RSJ's run a little bit wide. Shads looks like he's gaining on him a bit.
Won't make a move here though.
In these next few corners.
Yeah, maybe he's actually closed a lot in the corkscrew. Yeah.
He get closed a lot. Maybe he'll try and do what he did on Woody Lizard to RSJ.
It'll depend on how well he goes through this corner. As there's a car up ahead there. There's a car ahead of RSJ. That might be Hyperjuice, so Shads might be able to gain 2. It is Hyperjuice.
Right there, yeah.
So he might be able to gain 2 spots in the next 3 or 4 laps. As Shad's now in the slipstream of RSJ, but he looks too far away to make a dive bomb. Actually, no, he's diving down the inside.
Anyway. Shads makes it work and is up to 4. Fantastic move.
That NSX is on rails at the moment. I thought for sure he was too far back, but he had such confidence in that.
Oh, something's uncrewed Squid's actually caught up to the back of Woody Lizard now, so we might see a pass here in the next few laps.
Yeah. He and Shads are the 2 fastest drivers.
Woody Lizard doesn't seem to have done very well under pressure tonight. He's made when cars have gotten behind him, he seems to have run wide.
Oh, Squid's making a move already.
Uncrewed Squid making a move.
That's cost Squid more time.
Woody Lizard's held it.
See, if
Squid be able to make a move
if Squid was more patient, he would have been able to set Woody up through the kink and would have been able to pass him through corkscrew. Now he's stuck behind Woody for the next few corners, and it's going to cost him a lot of time. Could cost him a podium in the end.
Right on board.
Whoa! Woody's lost it. He spun out.
Spun. And Woody Lizard, yeah, he's lost a lot of time, and he's lost a place to both Speed Racer and Taipan Samurai.
He must have kept out of the wall though, because he's continuing on. So I'm
Speed
surprised.
Racer's only.
I'm surprised Woody didn't pit there. Because his tyre pressures would be all over the shop at the moment after that spin. So why wouldn't you just come to the pits at the end of that? Because the pit stop will reset your tyre pressures. You should be able to. Should be good to go for the rest of the race. So I was very surprised he stayed out. As where's the timer at the top?
The timer at the top.
Yeah. Because I think the viewers would like to see how much. Yeah, I know you got standings, but you need the other thing on. Because I think the viewers would like to know, and I do as well, would like to know how long there is left in this race. We're in lap 16, so we're probably past the halfway mark, maybe at the halfway mark, about 25 minutes to go.
Or overview.
That one. That's the one I want. 27.5 minutes to go.
27 minutes to go. We've had lots of action already, and there seems to be a lot more of it to come as well.
Yeah, and there's more now. Shads will be looking to make a move on Hyperjuice. He ran wide. He ran wide at the final corner. That's definitely a slowdown for Shads. Whether it'll clear here, it usually does. It did for me last night. But he's... because of that slowdown, he was too far away from Hyperjuice.
He gained a lot on Hyperjuice in the braking zone, and Shads, he looked like he tried to pull to the outside there. He's not going to be able to get through just yet. But this is probably the closest battle on track right now. This is the battle for third place. Oh, Shads is looking very quick right now. He's looking quicker than Hyperjuice. And sure, he's looking to the outside. Will he try for the inside, up the hill? He let him know he was there, but he's decided to slot back in. Oh, and Hyperjuice runs wide. That'll cost him.
Oh, very close for Shads. Will he look for a move into the corkscrew? This is a tough place to overtake, and Hyperjuice able to hold on. Shads will start getting very frustrated behind with only 26 minutes left.
I think Shads is getting a little bit impatient. He's getting a little bit impatient, and I think he wants this win. Well,
the old Shads would be very impatient at the moment and would go for the move. But I reckon the Shads of 2019 has actually been a lot calmer, and ooh, that's slow from Hyperjuice.
The corner and Shads has run wide.
Hyperjuice.
This is
struggled. I think he struggled under brakes or something, because he had to almost stop it to get the thing around, and that's really hurt Shads' run.
So Hyperjuice checked up, and then Shads had to take avoiding action, and he ran off the track a bit. So Hyperjuice is making a few mistakes now, so we could see a pass in the next few laps.
Yeah, Squid's probably going to pass RSJ in the next few corners, but we stay on this battle because this one's a lot more intriguing. Shads diving down the inside into turn 4 and gets the move done.
And he makes it stick. He's on an absolute roll tonight. This is absolutely fantastic, and he's up into the podium places. So that's a great job from Shads tonight. That'll be a good call of points.
Yeah, he's got himself good track position, but he's actually lost race time because he's had to pass so many cars. So that's the trade-off with well, that's all a cost of Cosmic Robbie last night running out of fuel with 1 lap to go and had to make a splash and dash pit stop. That's cost, instead of starting second for tonight's race, Shads has had to start 5th, and it's cost him dearly. It could even cost him the win.
Oh, and RSJ runs a little bit wide, so that will give Taipan Samurai an opportunity to catch up to him. I don't think it will happen in this first sector though, because the Porsche has very, very good low-end traction because of the way the engine is mounted in the rear.
If I was Highlander, I would be pitting this lap. Shads is now past Hyperjuice, and it will be very short before Shads starts undercutting Highlander. So if I were Highlander, I would pit at the end of this lap get that compulsory pit stop out of the way, and that'll mean that he'll stand a good chance of holding Shads off. Like Shads on the previous lap, even though he got held up by Hyperjuice, but quite a lot, was still a lot quicker than Highlander, and Triple Rotor must have made a mistake that lap. He's down in the 27s.
Trying to work out where the closest battles are right now. I think we'll keep it
It's
long.
not really.
Here.
Maybe see where Triple Rotor is at the moment. Of course, he's led from the front. Started with the 22nd lead. He started with the 22nd lead and has now pulled it out to 27 laps over the course of the last, will be 27 minutes, with 23 minutes to go. In fact, Triple could even pit now, and as that's a car in the pits, that's Night Pegasus into the pit lane, so that's the second of the lap cars making a CPS. Taipan Samurai now right on the back of RSJ. Is going to pull alongside RSJ as they come through the little kinks heading into turn 1. That's getting very close. Deep on the brakes goes Taipan and makes the move stick. So Taipan, Taipan showing decent pace in that Merc. In fact, I actually thought Taipan was behind Squid, but he's actually ahead of him. So
RSJ was just very slow off the last corner, and Taipan Samurai took the opportunity with both hands, and there seems to be a pass happening up ahead. Oh, no, never mind, that's just Hyperjuice near the...
That was letting the lap car Chuck Racing through.
Chuck Racing very far down, so you don't really need to worry about him too much. So, battle in the midfield, very close right now. It's Taipan Samurai leading this little pack, followed by RSJ, Uncrewed Squid, and Speed Racer is slowly catching up to the back of this pack. He's only about 4 seconds back. So I'm hoping he can get in on this little pack here, because I like a good haul of points tonight. I didn't put him in the best position last night because I made a mistake, but it'd be good to get a good haul of points. Oh, Shads has got a penalty. Oh,
Shads has a time penalty.
He has, that's a 1 second time penalty, so I think that'll be down to track extending. Making his own track, that's never really a good idea.
So, battle's still raging for 5th place at the moment. RSJ has not let Taipan go. Squid's closing up to RSJ as well. Squid has had a tough race so far. Oh, actually no, he hasn't. I'm being very harsh on Squid. I'm not factoring in the fact that he's already made a pit stop. So that's my bad.
Yeah, and we're still waiting for Highlander still owes us a pit stop, so that could shake things up.
Highlander's already cost himself. Highlander's cost himself 2nd place now. He's stayed out far too long. So Shad's already undercut.
Shad's ago when he still had the gap.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Uncrewed Squid's looking very racy. Very, very racy behind RSJ. Could he make a move into these last couple of corners? If RSJ is slow off even one corner, and Uncrewed Squid looks to the outside, but RSJ covers it off. And if Uncrewed can get a good run off the final corner, he might be able to get past RSJ.
He's in the slipstream now. He's very close.
Slippery.
Is he going to make a dive? Yes, he is.
Bomb? He's going to go for it. Uncrewed Squid with the dive bomb into the Andretti hairpin, and he gets by on RSJ. Fantastic move. However, in doing so, Uncrewed has lost a little bit of time to Taipan Samurai, but whatever the case.
Squid should be able to catch that gap up very shortly. As Taipan's actually catching up to Hyperjuice here, so this is about to become the battle for 4th place in the next few laps or so. I don't think Hyperjuice has made a pit stop though, so although this will be on-track battle for 4th, it's not the battle for 4th come the end of the race, as Hyperjuice is out of sync with the rest of these guys. In fact, you'd almost if these guys got on the back of you, it'd almost be worth letting them through. Of course, they're the split times at the moment. Triple Rotor with a 28-second lead over Highlander. So, Triple Rotor's driven a brilliant race.
Hyperjuice comes in.
That unleashes Taipan and Squid, and they'll be making a charge up. Probably lost too much time to Shads now, so probably won't get third.
Hyperjuice has gone from 4th to 8th. He's left that far too late. It's a good stop from the WRT crew, but he's left that far too late. Oh, Speed Race is very close to RSJ now.
Yeah, he is. RSJ's been pretty slow the last few laps. Gear, what have you done to your settings? Because I can hear myself now.
Oh, that'll be something that's gone wrong again. Is that better?
Yeah, I think that's better.
Yeah, I was
just bumped a setting or something.
It's an interesting design flaw with my headset in that the earphone itself is very close to the microphone, so some people can actually hear themselves through my own microphone. So it's very good to whichever company made this headset. I'll try and get myself one of those Xbox adapters and hopefully have a better mic for the next.
Yeah, so we've got 2 battles on track at the moment. We've got the battle for 4th place between Taipan and Squid. Squid a little bit back on Taipan at the moment. They'll be looking to close up shortly. And RSJ and Speed Race are relatively close on track, but it looks like Speed Race has made a bit of a mistake and has dropped a second to RSJ. So things might actually be starting to settle down for a couple of laps. Everyone can catch their breath and relax.
Triple Rotor Racing, a very strong drive so far. He's pulled out nearly a 30-second gap to Highlander. And at the moment he's going to be... Has he?
Yeah, he has. Woody Lizard's come through turn 2 now, so poor race for Woody. But a commanding one for Triple Rotors.
Oh, Highlander's finally in. Highlander is finally giving us the pit stop he owes us.
Yeah, but 10 minutes too late, I reckon. As we'll be seeing Shads come through as Highlander leaves the pit lane.
Let's see where Shads is.
Yeah, there's Shads now.
Highlander's just left his box.
Yep, and Shads into 2nd place
and
now.
Shads is cleared. And the interesting thing though, will Taipan clear it as well? Highlander's just out of his box now. Taipan and Squid
I think Highlander will be holding on to 3rd place. These two are just a bit too far back.
And Highlander is where he's out, but depending on his pace in the next few laps, he may leave himself wide open to an attack from 4th and 5th, being Taipan and Uncrewed.
So Shad's catching on triple, but he's still got probably, I want to say, 20 seconds to catch.
I don't think, unless Triple Rotor Racing makes a catastrophic mistake, that Shads will be able to catch him.
I don't know about that, because it's probably around 18 seconds the gap, I want to say. And if that's the case... Yeah, no, but Triple hasn't made a pit stop there, Gear.
Oh.
So we're waiting on Triple to make a pit stop. So it's probably about 24 second. I'm adjusting my deltas all the time. It's about 24-second pit stop time for entering the pit lane to exiting the pit lane. So that leaves about 18 seconds between Triple and Shads, roughly.
I'd say Triple Rotor Racing should pit now and hope for the best.
That's probably what I would do as well. because you're racing for a race win at the moment. So he starts lap 26 now, 14 minutes to go, and but still a commanding position. Still has a bit of time up his sleeve. This Triple. Gee, the time deltas are playing up a little bit because it's saying Squid 55 seconds behind Triple and Taipan 57 seconds behind Triple, despite the fact that they're the other way round on track.
So who's close right now? Uncrewed, Squid and Taipan are very close.
They are very close.
Right on board with Taipan.
Jeez, that was a half spin by Squid. He was able to save it. Very lucky with Squid. That was almost race over there and then. He's dropped about half a second to a second to Taipan, but he's shown superior car.
I'm not sure whether to look at RSJ or Speed Racer. Speed Racer and RSJ are very, very close together. But I kind of want to ride on board with this battle. Can Uncrewed make a dive bomb? Well, he's better under brakes than Taipan Samurai is, that's for sure. Very close between these two. Oh, and Woody Lizard pits. Oh no, Woody
he spun
something's
out.
gone awry, that's not good.
There's a bit of pill to swallow for Woody. He's struggled the last two weeks. Last week he had a wheel issue where kept double shifting on him. Could the same issue have been happening this week?
Well, he's spun out on entrance pit lane, so I'm fairly sure Woody Lizard had already made his stop, sorry. So there is actually the possibility that he spun into the pit lane.
Yeah.
Unlikely, but I mean,
well, he has spun into the pit
lane.
He wasn't going to drive into the pits deliberately. So something's happened to Woody Lizard that's caused him to either go to make a second pit stop and just crash into the pit wall, or he spun out exiting the second to last, or entering the final corner and just hit the wall. But alas, we started lap 27 now, 11 minutes to go, sorry. Squid's still unable to pass Taipan. I've known Squid to... Oh, Triple into pits. I was about to say, Squid, he'll be starting to get frustrated. Oh, he spun it!
No, that's a costly mistake! Oh, he cannot afford to do that. No, that's not good at all. No, Shads might actually get this. This is going to be very, very tight. This has to be the pit stop of dreams if Triple Rotor Racing hopes to get out ahead of Shads. And he's done. It's a very quick stop from the Castro crew, the 124 crew.
I reckon he picked up like one bit of damage, and like one damage on the front aero maybe. He's had a pit stop that is 5 seconds faster than anyone else. That is unbelievable.
Well, that's
all of a sudden a mistake.
Be the DH.
Oh, he's run wide too, but all of a sudden a mistake might have been his saving grace.
So that will be the DHL fastest pit stop award, if I'm not sure if we're doing that, but that's happened. And Triple Rotor Racing, he stays ahead of Shads with a relatively comfortable margin with 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, Shads will come now, RSJ into the pits now, so that unleashed the Speed Racer. Probably don't need to see this pit stop.
I'm very
tempted
to play his theme song.
Well, Squid is really struggling. I'm surprised at this. I think the prolonged time in the dirty air throughout the all the dirty air throughout the entire race has caused either tire pressures or tire temperatures to go way out of the window for Squid. He's not able to overcome Taipan.
Yeah, it can't possibly be very fun for Uncrewed Squid to be sitting in the dirty air right now. Although, if he can overcome this, 4th place might be on the cards for him. depends how fast he's able to drive around in the dirty air. Can't be an easy task though.
So yeah, we're into the final 9 minutes now. Squid's still unable to get past Taipan. He's been getting frustrated with his lack of results the last few weeks. Despite winning the IndyCar Championship, results haven't quite gone his way ever since the Indianapolis road course race in the IndyCars, where him and Shad's tangled. He just hasn't quite had the same driving form ever since then.
One small mistake like that can throw you off. I don't know. Where did he finish in the 500 actually?
Oh, he's down the orders, mid-pack at best. He's been really struggling as of late. He was looking for this race to springboard him up into the back up into the top step of the podium, but unfortunately it just has not been. Both him and Whopper have had a lot of issues trying to set this McLaren up. It's been shown to be very temperamental in the first couple of rounds. I've driven the McLaren personally, and it's been a very oversteering car, so to try and tune that out is a very difficult job to do. Very quick on one lap, but on the long stint, very difficult.
In the first few months of Project Cars 2, the McLaren was one of the fastest GT3 cars in the game. However, I believe the car was actually nerfed and it significantly decreased the performance of the car, and it just wasn't as, apparently it was a very, very good handling car before, but now the handling's got a bit out the window.
Squid was very late. Squid was very late under the brakes, almost hit the back of Taipan there. Briefly locked the rears a little bit because he was a bit sideways entering turn 1, but nothing too out of control, and Squid's been able to keep it really close under that rear wing of Taipan as they're actually catching Highlander at the moment. I want to say, I think it's Highlander. Yeah, it is Highlander.
Speed Racers got through an RSJ.
RSJ made a pit stop.
I think IA did.
I said that earlier. RSJ was in the pits, and that unleashed Speed Racer.
I just didn't realise it was safe. He's done quite well then, I have to say. That'll be a good haul of points.
Gee, Shads has found some late race pace. He's into the 23s now. I actually found that between minutes 40 to 5, the car was a bit slow. But once you hit about 5-6 minutes to go, the car, from my point of view, last night actually came to me a little bit. It was actually started getting a lot of pace. So Shads has been able to find that.
The outside of Taipan Samurai.
Nah, not being able to do
Taipan
it.
Samurai's gotten loose off the exit of the corner. Can Uncrew capitalize off his little mistake?
Well, he's looking racy, so I reckon that
Still behind him.
those that have been managing their car all race, the tyres will be coming back to them. Taipan off the track. Is he going to have to defend into
Can't go
this
make mistakes
left-hander?
like that.
Shad's closing down to
We've seen all
12
race
seconds
that.
behind, almost only 11 seconds back, so Shad's is closing quickly. It's going to be an interesting finish to this race, as we'll probably have a battle for first and a battle for third. These two, even though they're battling, they're still closing up on Highlander. As AJ's actually put in the chat that although Taipan and Squid are catching quickly, that Highlander will be tough to overtake. And proved that. I think he proved that last week at Bathurst, where I think he was in front of Shads, and Shads just could not overtake him for the life of me. Squid goes sideways, so that's killed the run. He was looking to get a good run to pass him to turn 1. He might still dive it down the inside into 1, but that killed a lot of straight line speed. Oh, that's a touch. And he spun it.
Oh, he's lost it. Taipan Samurai's about to
and he's pushed him off.
The road. But Uncrewed Squid is now
going
ahead
on
of
there?
Taipan Samurai, but that one may need to be looked at post-race.
He's very... I don't know what to think of that. That's very close racing.
I didn't
Squid was
didn't
very
see
out
a
of
touch.
control.
I didn't see a touch, but I'm not sure if you saw something different.
It's hard to say. I thought there might have been a bit of side-to-side contact exiting turn 1, but I know there looked like there was contact entering turn 1, and it looked like there was contact exiting turn 1, but I couldn't say for sure.
Really heating up now. I think
With 3 minutes to
people
go,
might start taking a few more risks now.
Shads is closing to 10 seconds behind Triple. Don't know if he's going to be able to close enough though, that's the thing. And
Taipan Samurai was very slow off the last corner. I think that might be his race, unless Uncrewed makes another mistake.
gee, I thought Squid was gone for all money on the previous lap because he went massively sideways. I don't know how he was able to save it. He's in 4th place now, and he should start closing on Highlander. But how hot are those rear tyres currently?
Well, he's gone all or nothing tonight. He's been pulling off a lot of dive bomb moves that never should have worked. And Highlander might actually get held up here by Woody Lizard because he's coming up to lap traffic now, so this might
It is lap traffic, but Woody's usually pretty good when it comes to lap traffic, and he'll let these guys through when they catch up to him. So with 2 minutes to go,
Highlander's made a mistake. Highlander ran a little bit wide. This might open up the door to Uncrewed Squid. Or Highlander's very slow off the corkscrew, but
Squid made a mistake there again. He's done that. He's done that a couple of times this race where he spins out in the the corkscrew. He was off at the 3rd to last corner, but you don't lose too much time there. You maybe get a slowdown if you're unlucky.
Meanwhile, up front, Shad's now only 9.4 seconds behind.
Yeah.
Triple Rotor Racing.
Where's Triple at the moment?
But is Triple Rotor Racing is
he's there, so
going up the hill
there's
right
only
now.
1 lap to go after this. So let's go back to the battle for Highlander for 3rd place. Oh, Squid's actually spun it.
Squid's made a mistake. Uncrewed Squid's looped the car. Taipan Samurai is through, and it looks like it might even open up the doors of Speed Racer if he makes another
as
one of
soon
those
as
mistakes.
soon as we cut away to see where we are in terms of laps to go, and Squid has made a mistake and has cost himself 3rd place.
That's unlucky on both our parts, both Squid and ours, for missing that.
So yeah, now Squid will be very unhappy.
Again.
Yeah, he'll be very unhappy and frustrated at himself that he's thrown away a podium place.
He looks like he's going to have a run at Taipan Samurai. Will he try it in the corkscrew? No, he's not going to do it.
Lockie's saying that he thinks Shads
is... lost it again.
Lockie's saying that he thinks Shads has cooked his tyres. I don't think so. He's still set a time that was over a second quicker than Triple on the previous lap. As Triple's actually started his last lap now, lap 35. So we're going to finish one lap shorter than how many were completed last night. So which would have suited Cosmic Robbie's race last night. He had 35 laps of fuel, not the 36 that was completed last night. But down to 8 seconds, Shads is not going to be able to catch Triple. Whereas Squid is probably going to catch... he's very close to Taipan, but Taipan's shown throughout the entire race that he is very difficult to overtake. As Triple Rotor now coming through the last couple of corners now, it's been a very good drive for him. He's kept it clean all race, hasn't had to push the car too hard. Oh, they've touched and fishes it! Taipan into the wall.
Speed Races up to 5th. That will have to be looked at as Triple Rotor Racing takes victory at the California 8 Hours for Cash Now Racing and the 124 car. congratulations to you and also to you,
go
Sato
go to
15.
Highlander. Go to Highlander. Because the race is not
Highlander,
over yet
last
by
couple
any
of corners now.
chance. In fact, has Squid backed off a
Shads
little bit?
has
Shads
also
has finished
crossed the
second.
line.
Highlander's about to cross the finish line. Because there's still a battle for third place happening. Squid was able to get close, but not close enough.
Highlander comes home third, rounding off the podium in the Black Falcon car. Uncrewed Squid finishes fourth, and Speed Racer finishes fifth. Taipan Samurai just finishing now with a very broken car. He will not be happy with Uncrewed Squid, and that one may have to be looked at post-race. I think that was a bit iffy there. Hyperjuice.
Hyperjuice is going to finish
The
in
man-
7th place. Done a bit better than he did at Bathurst. Hasn't had the pace of the cars in front, but crucially has not crashed and has kept the car clean. Oh,
And there is your
triple.
race winner doing donuts. That's a very interesting camera angle there. And the race is over. That
Yep.
was a thriller.
Yep, so triple
Cat's
finishes
now
9
car.
seconds ahead of Shads, with Highlander in third, 40 seconds back. Then Squid, then Speed. Taipan, unlucky in the end, got tangled up with Squid and ended up costing him in 5th place. Hyperjuice in 7th with
Now-
RSJ 8th. Woody Lizard, a tough race for him, finished 1 lap back in 9th. Right, Beckers has actually had a pretty good race. Did not lose any laps that race. He's in 10th, and
I
Chuck
think
Racing in last place. Actually got a lap back that race, so that was actually a pretty good lap
I
for
actually
Chuck.
think we
And-
should have some post-race interviews.
Yeah, can you invite the top 3 in?
I also want to invite Taipan and Uncrewed in here as well.
Oh, I don't think we probably need that, to be honest.
Hold on, do I have everyone as friends?
I'd do it.
Okay. Okay then.
So we've got Highlander, Triple, and Shads to make their way into the party. Hopefully, if they want, of course, if they want to join in. But that is, it was a ripper race for Triple. Just kept it clean. Shad's a brilliant drive. I think he started in 5th place, got into 2nd, and he'd be my driver of the day.
And Shads, the man in 2nd place, he joins the party.
Triple's here as well.
Yep.
Triple Rotor Racing's
And
here as well.
I think we'll start with Triple for the podium interviews. Triple kept it clean out front and did your job.
Yeah, thanks to you for that first stint. But yeah, it was a pretty easy race really. It was just maintaining pace and keeping it out of trouble, which I did for the most part. Except for that pit stop incident. I don't know if you guys saw that on stream.
What happened in that pit stop?
pit
Did you
lane.
just
I
the-
just floored it coming out of the corner and yeah.
did that actually get you
Shouldn't have.
damaged there? Because your pit stop was way faster
It
than
did.
anyone else's.
It did, yeah.
So, Shads, that was a little bit unlucky there that you weren't able to quite close the gap to Triple Rotor Racing. Where do we think we lost the most? Where do you think you lost the most time?
I'm not sure if I made the right call doing the early pit stop. It was getting a little bit messy on those first few laps, and I thought I'll avoid this and try and get some clean track. And at the start it worked out well. I come out and on a nice bit of clean track and put in some good laps. But then I realised I had to work my way through the field, and I was probably losing a bit too much time. But even on a clean track, Triple was holding the gap. I could see my gap was about 46, 47, 48, back to 46. So I don't think I would have caught him anyway. I think 2nd was the best I could do.
That's a good haul of points for your team. It's a very, very nice drive, I'd have to say.
I was happy with it. It was a little bit stressful, but it would have been nice to be out the front like Triple. But yeah, I seem to have to pass a few cars there.
Certainly made it
But
interesting
we're still
for
I
us.
think we'll be on top of the championship. Oh, that's good. It's good to watch, I hope.
Well, yeah, well, you will keep top place you'll be on about 90 points or so, because the first place drivers had a rubbish race at Bathurst, so
Yeah, I
they'll
heard
be
that.
down in about 3rd or 4th place in the championship. So you and Cosmic, without that the fuel issue last night, you guys are looking really good.
Yeah, we've showed good pace in the first 2 rounds, and yeah, it should be not too bad for the remaining 4 rounds of the championship. If we can continue on with this sort of form, we might be in with a chance of taking out the title, but we'll take it one race at a time this time.
Yeah, wow.
Fantastic.
So
Well, that race ended in controversy, so I'm not entirely sure those results will
really?
stay the same in terms of Taipan Samurai and and Uncrewed Squid. So that'll be interesting.
I could
to
see
how
the
that
gaps
turns
back
out.
there. I could see the
Yeah.
gaps behind,
Well-
and they were very close, battling for 4th, I think 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. It was quite interesting.
There was a big crash at the end, though. I'm not sure if you've seen that.
No, I'll have a look at the broadcast later on.
Yeah.
and
So Triple,
enjoy
um,
the action.
proven to be the super sub, doing a good job for the BMW guys last week, and now a good job for the Mercedes-Benz guys this week. You hanging out for another drive next week, should anyone need it?
Yes, I have already been hooked onto for next weekend.
So who are you driving for next week then?
He-
Where will we see
He's
you?
a very popular driver. And after tonight's
I am
performance,
in
I can
another
understand
Merc.
why.
In another Merc next weekend with AJ and Highlander, I think it is.
So
Interesting. You heard it here first.
So the
Triple Rotor Racing taking on duties for the blue Black Falcon
Falcon.
Mercedes. And I think on that note,
it's
are
time
we
to
ready
end.
to wrap up now?
Yeah, let's
Anything
end the
else
stream
needs to be
here.
said?
So thank you, Shads and Triple, for joining us in the commentary box for the interviews. Unfortunately, we couldn't get Highlander in, but he drove a brilliant race to hold on to 3rd place in the end. Thank you very much for tuning in to those tonight. The stream will be uploaded to my YouTube very shortly, so if you want to watch it back again, that's where you can find it. If you want to see what happened in session 1, go to Woody Lizard's Mixer channel. That is mixer.com/Woody Lizard, WOODYLIZARD. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Gear, for joining me in the commentary box, and hopefully we'll be able to catch us next week for one of the sessions for the Spa 24 hour. So thank you for joining, and goodbye.
Thank you.